Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're kicking off January 2026 with a week that has been, well, it's been a lot. We've got a brand new desktop environment hitting its first stable release, significant kernel developments, and a whole lot of news from the big players in the hardware space. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, because we have a lot to talk about. First up, we'll be diving into the latest on the Linux kernel, with 6.19-RC4 making an appearance. Then we'll take a look at some major distribution releases from Arch, Manjaro, and Devuan. After that, we'll be talking about the star of the show this week, the first stable release of the Cosmic desktop environment from System 76. And of course, we'll cover the latest from AMD and NVIDIA on the hardware and AI front. It's a packed week, so let's get right into it. So, let's start with the heart of it all, the Linux kernel. Linus Torvalds, in his usual understated fashion, announced the release of Linux 6.19-RC4. This release is a bit lighter than usual, as to be expected given the holiday season, but don't let that fool you, some exciting things are happening here. First off, it looks like we might be getting an extended release cycle for 6.19, possibly going up to an RC8. This gives everyone enough time for testing after the holidays, which is a smart move. It shows a commitment to stability over rushing things out the door. I appreciate that. Now, for the good stuff. We're seeing some significant performance improvements, especially for those of you with older AMD Radeon GPUs. We're talking up to a 30% boost in some benchmarks. That's a big deal. It's great to see continued support for older hardware, giving it a new lease on life. On the ARM64 side, there are fixes for EFI boot crashes, which is a huge relief for anyone running Linux on ARM servers. And for those of you in the real-time application space, there are scheduler improvements that mitigate latency spikes. This is critical for applications such as telecommunications and autonomous vehicles, where every millisecond counts. And finally, on the security front, we're seeing the introduction of PCIe link encryption. This is a big step forward in mitigating hardware-level attacks, and it's going to become increasingly important as we move forward. So yeah, a quiet week for the kernel, but a lot of important work is being done. This is the kind of steady, incremental progress that makes Linux so reliable. Alright, let's talk distros. We've had a flurry of releases this week, so let's break them down. First up, Arch Linux kicked off the new year with its 2026.01.01 ISO release. This is the first Arch ISO to use the Linux 6.18 LTS kernel, which means better hardware support right out of the box. It also ships with the latest Arch install 3.0.15, which brings a host of improvements, including support for the Refine boot manager and stable support for the Cosmic desktop environment. We'll be talking more about Cosmic in a bit. Next, we have Manjaro 26.0, codenamed OnLing. This is a significant update that brings XFCE 20.0, KDE Plasma 6.5, and GNOME 49. The big news here is that both the KDE and GNOME editions will now default to Wayland. This is a significant step forward for Wayland adoption, but it's also something to be aware of if you're upgrading, as you might lose your X11 sessions. Manjaro has a great article on their forum with known issues and solutions, so be sure to check that out before you upgrade. And finally, for all you systemd folks out there, Devuan 6.1 has been released. This is a point release based on Debian 13.2 Trixie that lets you choose your init system, whether it's sysvinit, OpenRC, or runit. It's great to see projects like Devuan continuing to provide choice and flexibility in the Linux ecosystem. And now, for the main event, the moment many of you have been waiting for. System 76 has officially launched the first stable release of the Cosmic desktop environment, alongside Pop! OS 24.04 LTS. This is a huge deal, everyone. Cosmic is a brand new desktop environment written entirely in Rust. That means it's fast, it's secure, and it's a complete departure from GNOME. System 76 has been working on this for a long time, and it's finally here. And let me tell you, it looks fantastic. It's got a unique design, a hybrid window management system, and a whole lot of polish. I've been playing around with it for the past few days, and I'm really impressed. It's still early days, of course, but the potential here is enormous. This could be a real game changer for the Linux desktop. And the best part is, it's not just for Pop! OS. Cosmic is designed to be a desktop environment for all GNU Linux distributions. It's already available in the Manjaro repositories, and you can install it on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS via a PPA. This is an actual community project, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. Of course, it's not all about Cosmic. We've also seen updates to other desktop environments, including Cinnamon 6.6 with a redesigned application menu, and the latest releases of Firefox, VLC, and LibreOffice are all making their way into the various distributions. Alright, let's shift gears and talk about hardware. We've got some interesting developments from both AMD and NVIDIA this week. First up, AMD. New patches for the Radeon Linux driver have revealed something exciting, potential NPU integration in future AMD graphics hardware. For those of you who don't know, an NPU is a neural processing unit, and it's designed to accelerate AI workloads. The references to an NPU in the AMD GPU driver suggest that future Radeon cards could include dedicated AI hardware. This is a huge deal, and it shows that AMD is serious about competing with NVIDIA in the AI space. Speaking of NVIDIA, the new 590 driver has been released, and it comes with a bit of a sting in the tail for some users. This driver drops support for Pascal GPUs, which includes the GTX 10 series. So if you're running a GTX 10 series card, you'll need to stick with an older driver. It's always a bit sad to see older hardware get left behind, but it's an unfortunate reality of the tech world. And that brings us to our final topic for the day, AI on Linux. AMD made a big splash at CES 2026 with the announcement of ROCm 7.2. This is a significant update to their open-source AI platform, bringing a host of improvements. ROCm 7.2 now supports both Windows and Linux and provides seamless support for the new Ryzen AI 400 series processors. It's also integrated into Comfy UI, which is a popular tool for AI image generation. AMD claims up to a 5 times improvement in AI performance over the past year, and it's seeing a massive increase in downloads. It's clear that AMD is making a big push into the AI space, and it's great to see them doing it with an open-source platform. We also saw Red Hat and NVIDIA expanding their collaboration to deliver a complete AI stack optimized for the NVIDIA Vera Rubin platform. This is another example of the growing importance of AI in the Linux ecosystem. So, there you have it, another packed week in the world of Linux. From the first stable release of the Cosmic desktop environment to significant kernel developments and AMD's big push into AI, there's a lot to be excited about. It feels like we're at a real turning point for the Linux desktop, and I can't wait to see what the rest of 2026 has in store. What do you all think? Are you excited about Cosmic? Are you planning on upgrading to Manjaro 26.0? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Linux news and reviews. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.